The year is 1874. Reconstruction is still fighting for breath, but the forces determined to end it are growing stronger, louder, and more organized. Across the South, white supremacist groups are evolving. What began as scattered mobs and secret night riders is transforming into something far more dangerous: a political army. In Louisiana, that army has a name. They call themselves the White League. Unlike the Ku Klux Klan, the White League does not hide in the shadows. They do not wear masks. They do not pretend to be a secret society. They operate in broad daylight, armed, organized, and openly committed to restoring white political control by any means necessary. Their message is simple: Reconstruction must end. Black political power must be destroyed. And democracy must be rewritten to serve only one race. The White League recruits former Confederate soldiers, plantation owners, and men who believe the South has been humiliated by Black citizenship. They train like a militia. They march like an army. And they act with the confidence of people who know the law will not touch them. Their rise is not spontaneous. It is strategic. It is coordinated. It is funded and supported by political leaders who want to overthrow Reconstruction without ever admitting it. The White League begins by targeting Black voters and white Republicans. They raid homes. They attack meeting halls. They intimidate anyone who dares to support Reconstruction governments. Their goal is not just fear, again, it is control. And then, in the summer of 1874, they make their boldest move. In New Orleans, the White League launches an armed uprising against the state government. They clash with the integrated Metropolitan Police and state militia in what becomes known as the Battle of Liberty Place. For hours, the city becomes a battleground. When the smoke clears, the White League has seized control of New Orleans. They remove elected officials. They raise their own flag. They declare victory. For 3 days, the White League controls the largest city in the South. A coup carried out in the open with no masks, no secrecy, and no consequences. Federal troops eventually restore the elected government, but the message is already delivered. Reconstruction governments can be overthrown. Black political power can be erased. And white supremacist militias can act with near total immunity. The rise of the White League inspires other groups across the South: the Red Shirts in the Carolinas, rifle clubs in Mississippi, paramilitary organizations that blend politics with terror, elections with violence, and democracy with intimidation. These groups are not fringe. They are not isolated. They are the new face of Southern politics, and they are preparing the ground for the final collapse of Reconstruction. The White League's rise marks a turning point. It shows that the fight for Black citizenship is not just a battle of laws or policies. It is a battle against organized forces determined to reverse freedom itself. This was not just resistance. It was a movement, a coordinated campaign to destroy a multiracial democracy before it could fully take root. And it worked. This was the rise of the White League. This was the next step in the destruction of Reconstruction. This is Black Justice Untold. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.